COSI is a science museum and research center located in Columbus, Ohio in the United States. Originally opened in 1964, COSI was relocated to a 320,000-square-foot state-of-the-art facility designed by Japanese architect Arata Isozaki along a bend in the Scioto River. In 1999, COSI features more than 300 interactive exhibits throughout themed exhibition areas. As a center of science and industry, COSI established embedded partnerships with local organizations. WSU at COSI maintains a digital media center and offices. WSU maintains a center of research as well as health and AMP medicine laboratories staffed by medical residents, and Columbus Historical Society maintains offices and exhibit space. COSI also operates the largest outreach education program of any science museum in the United States through COSI in the Classroom, 21st Century Lab Field Trip Experiences, International Distance Education, interactive video conferencing programs, and COSI on Wheels traveling outreach program. As well, COSI originated the Camp-In Overnight program for Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts in 1972, a concept that is now commonplace in museums nationwide. Since 1964, COSI has engaged with nearly 30 million unique visitors through on-site and outreach programs. As a not-for-profit organization, COSI is supported by ticket sales, a network of community and statewide partnerships, a volunteer program supported by 10,000 volunteers annually, and nearly 20,000 member households. In 2008, COSI was named the #1 science center in the United States for families by Parent magazine. Mission statement, as adopted in 1964. COSI provides an exciting and informative atmosphere for those of all ages to discover more about our environment, our accomplishments, our heritage, and ourselves. We motivate a desire toward a better understanding of science, industry, health, and history through involvement in exhibits, demonstrations, and a variety of educational activities and experiences. COSI is for the enrichment of the individual and for a more rewarding life on our planet Earth. Exhibit areas. Upon relocating to its new home in 1999, COSI was developed with large, self-contained, themed atria, each dedicated to a single topic and designed as immersive theatrical learning worlds. Quote, as of 2014, COSI contains 7 main exhibit areas: ocean, energy, space, progress, gadgets, life, and adventure. Hallways between each learning world are filled with hands-on exhibits and displays. Ocean. The ocean exhibit is divided into 2 realms, accessed via an underwater cave through a crashed shipwreck. The cavern path splits as guests pass to the right or left. The pathway to the right leads to a docked submarine laboratory where hands-on exhibits explore the realities of ocean research, submersibles, scuba, water pressure, and remote-operated vehicles. Lily-Pad Lab focuses on drainage basin and central Ohio wildlife. The path forking right from the shipwreck leads to the Temple of Poseidon, an ancient stone chamber built around a 30-foot-tall statue of Poseidon with waterfalls, fountains, and water jets. This second realm focuses not on the study of water, but on the properties of water and the stories it inspires: laminar flow, whirlpools, erosion, water bells, and mythology. Energy Explorers. Energy Explorers allows visitors to choose an avatar character that follows the guest to the home zone, transportation zone, and product zone of a town, making decisions via computer kiosks to balance energy efficiency and cost. Space. The space exhibit area features a replica space station pod to tour, a recreation of John Glenn's Friendship 7 spacecraft from the Mercury Atlas 6, remote-operated vehicles, balanced discs, and other hands-on experiments that deal with spaceflight trajectory, gravitational pull, and simulated rover landings. Space was originally located on Level 2 in its own enclosed atrium exhibit area, entered via a black hole spinning funhouse hallway meant to disorient guests. The exhibit itself, like Ocean or Adventure, was in a dark, immersive, themed area, stylized after the 1969 moon landing of Apollo 11. Under starry skies, guests interacted with retro-stylized monitors and exhibits with a matching wood panel, brushed metal motif that was reminiscent of the era and United in style. The exhibit even included a 1960s living room where guests could watch the recorded landing. When the south end of COSI's building was closed due to lost levies in 2004, the space exhibit was cut off. As such, it was relocated from Level 2 to an empty gallery on Level 1. In 2012, that area underwent construction to become Energy Explorers, necessitating yet another location switch. Some of the space exhibit's displays moved to the mezzanine level while much remained in storage. With the reopening of COSI's planetarium in November 2014, the location of space on the mezzanine leading toward the planetarium's lobby was reinforced by the return and refurbishment of the rest of space's exhibits. However, space still remains the only one of COSI's 7 learning worlds to not have its own dedicated, theatrical, immersive atrium, instead being located on the bright mezzanine bridge open to the atrium and entryway. The original home of space is now Gallery 3, available for traveling exhibits and special event rentals. Gallery 3 still contains the Galaxy Theatre, fittingly still painted with murals of planets and stars left over from its time as a live theater for space. Progress. The Progress exhibit traces the hopes and fears of a small town called Progress in 1898, just as electricity, horseless carriages, and canned food become available. The recreated town includes a telegraph office, livery, stable, grocer, apothecary, and clothiers. After visitors walk through Progress in 1898, they turn the corner into the same intersection of the same town 64 years later in 1962, where a new set of hopes and fears have arisen. In 1962, the town of Progress includes an appliance store, working TV studio, radio station, department store, diner, and gas station. At the exit, the exhibit challenges guests to consider how the streets of the village of Progress might look today, and to question why the concept of progress deserves as much weight in scientific study as that of oceans, space, or energy. Gadgets. The Gadgets exhibit area contains many classic science museum hands-on experiments such as pulleys, wind tunnels, plasma globes, magnets, light bulbs, engines, and counterweights. As well, Gadgets contains the Gadgets Cafe, where families are seated and given a menu with quick science experiments to choose from. A Take Apart menu allows visitors to disassemble donated phones, computers, clocks, and other electronic devices. Life explores humanity through 3 separate areas dedicated to mind, body, and spirit. The mind area contains optical illusions, physical illusions, an anechoic chamber, and opposable zoetrope. Spirit discusses the concept of birth and death and how human cultures understand them. Body features interactive health stations where visitors can record the weight, flexibility, and heart rate, then compare the statistics to that of COSI visitors and national averages. Life also contains the Labs in Life, 3 working medical research pods staffed by ASU Health and AMP Medicine students and staff. Adventure is an interactive exhibit wherein guests are cast as new recruits in a mysterious 1930s club called the Explorers Society. In a live welcome ceremony overseen by an Explorers Society member, guests are welcomed to the mysterious Valley of the Unknown, a lost tropical island under perpetual night skies, and tasked to find a way into the locked 2-story stone observatory of knowledge at the center of the island. Guests are given a map of the valley and challenged to awaken 4 ancient stone statues who guard the treasure of knowledge. The spirits of question, reason, inspiration, and perseverance each hold one piece of the 4-part code needed to unlock the observatory, and only by engaging in activities that test each spirit's trait can visitors successfully awaken the statue and gain the piece. The island contains a well of questions, maze of reason, temple of inspiration, and cavern of perseverance with the stone observatory in the center. After unlocking the observatory and successfully gaining the treasure of knowledge, a second level of adventure becomes achievable. This adventure level 2 challenge requires the decoding of 3 dissimilar languages to reawaken the spirits and locate a lost vault somewhere on the island. Level 2 takes between 15 and 20 hours of work to complete, making it the only interactive immersive exhibit of its kind in the world. Other features. The building also contains an interactive little kid space area designed for children up through 1st grade, the National Geographic Giant Screen Theater, an outdoor big science park, and exhibit spaces maintained by WSU at COSI and the Columbus Historical Society. On November 22, 2014, COSI opened its 60-foot diameter, 220-seat planetarium with all-new digital projection. The building also includes 3 large galleries for traveling exhibits and special event hosting, a dive theater in Ocean, the Galaxy Theater in Gallery 3, the Gadgets Stage, the Atomic Cafe, the Science 2 Go retail store, and 5 meeting rooms utilizing refurbished areas within the former Central High School, which the new COSI location was built around. History. COSI opened on March 29, 1964, as a venture of the Franklin County Historical Society. COSI is a founding member of the Science Museum Exhibit Collaborative and a long-standing member of the Association of Science Technology Centers. From its 1964 opening, COSI was housed in Memorial Hall, a Columbus landmark constructed in 1906. COSI closed at the Memorial Hall location on East Broad Street on September 6, 1999 and reopened 2 months later on November 6, 1999 at its new location on the Scioto River front in downtown Columbus. The new, 320,000-square-foot facility is one of the largest modern-built science centers in the world. The building was designed by internationally renowned Japanese architect Arata Isozaki, who designed an elliptical, geometric, blimp-shaped structure composed of 159 curved concrete panels. COSI is designed to appear progressively futuristic from the neighborhood of Franklinton, while from downtown Columbus it uses the exterior of the original Central High School to blend into the city. Shortly after the move to the riverfront, the museum experienced a shortfall of funds, with an initial construction budget of over $200 $110 million. High maintenance costs of the new facility, six-figure utility bills, and lower-than-expected ticket sales. COSI's reliance on admission revenue proved to be an unsuitable long-term plan. In 2004, the museum spearheaded an effort to assess a property tax levy, chaired by former NASA astronaut John Glenn. The levy would have imposed a property tax on residents of Franklin County, who would receive free admission in return. The levy failed. As a result, the south wing of COSI's blimp structure was closed. As part of the reconfiguration of the museum following the loss of the levy in 2004, COSI opened only 5 days per week instead of 7. Many of the museum's exhibits were announced to close permanently. 2 of the original exhibit areas were closed permanently. Closures from 2004 that have since been reversed include Space, the original Gallery 1 Adventure, City View, and the Planetarium. During the spring and summer of 2005, COSI hosted the blockbuster traveling exhibition Titanic, the Artifact exhibition, and saw record attendance. In the summer 2006, COSI hosted another large exhibit, Star Wars, Where Science Meets Imagination, produced by the Museum of Science, Boston. In April 2006, David Chesebro, former president and CEO of the Buffalo Museum of Science, became COSI's new president and CEO. He replaced former NASA astronaut Catherine D. Sullivan, who transitioned to a new role as COSI Science Advisor on a volunteer basis while serving in her new role as the director of Ohio State University's Battle Center for Mathematics and Science Education Policy. Since then, COSI has integrated additional cost traveling exhibits as part of its funding model. The museum has hosted Einstein, an exhibition on the man and his science, animation featuring Cartoon Network, Gregor Mendel, Planting the Seeds of Genetics, Bob the Builder, Project Build It, Goosebumps, The Science of Fear, CSI, The Experience, Adventures with Clifford the Big Red Dog, Geckos, From Tail to Toe Pads, Dinosaurs, Explore, Escape, Survive, Dora and Diegard, Let's Explore, Race, Are We So Different, Water, Lego Castle Adventure, BODYWORLDS and the Brain, Mindbender Mansion and Amazing Mazes, Mythbusters, The Explosive Exhibition, Curious George, Let's Get Curious, and Sherlock, the Exhibition. As well, COSI developed its own traveling exhibit, Lost Egypt, Ancient Secrets, Modern Science in cooperation with the Science Museum Exhibit Collaborative, built by the Science Museum of Minnesota. Lost Egypt now travels the nation to other museums. In January 2016, Chesebro announced that he planned to retire at the end of 2016. An executive search firm was contracted, and an advisory committee formed, to identify candidates to succeed him as president and CEO. Operating statistics.